Welcome everybody. Anybody. It's early. And from a bread tie, we got a little wire, which means we can thread our elastic. So we want to make a necklace. So find out what we need lengthwise and we double it. Add a little for good measure. What I'm going to attempt to do today is build a nice little necklace for this. So we got to choose some beads. This one, I'm not so sure about. I think I like these. I kind of think I like these with it. And there are these. Interesting. We definitely got this color in. Maybe we can find a dark version of those. Each of these little dark ones. A bunch. I don't know if a bunch is what we got, but it's also this. Hey, what up, Bev? How you doing? Everybody's up early. How are we? How are we? some sort for these. I kind of think I want the Wu-Tang to be a smaller bead that works its way up to a larger bead, but I'm not sure. You might want that in reverse. Let's go ahead and find one to tie a knot with. At least have a place to stop. Good morning, Michelle. How are you? We have a little morning gel. Putting something together for my Wu-Tang pendant. Morning Joe, the morning woe. Y'all just gonna have to bear with me for a little bit while I check a couple of patterns and see if something's gonna look good with this thing. Pop on a couple of those. I'm making coffee football games today for my grandson. Oh, right on. Is he playing high school, college, elementary school, Pee Wee League? I like the reduction in size here. I like how that happened. Put a couple more on these, and then I'll see if I can go to an even smaller one. See what's happening. Hey, mister, how you doing today? Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I got to tie a knot on one of these. Just gonna give you a little bit. Oh boy. We gotta put together a little knot, a little knot. All right, that ought to hold us. Thinking like maybe something like, nah, not yet. That ain't it. little square ones on. And then we'll transition from this little square one. See if one of those little dark brown square ones will work. Get my braid tie together. Keep snagging this thing on stuff. Now let's try deep brown. Is that better? Maybe. It's looking dainty though. I don't think I want to go with the small beads now. It's too dainty. So, we go with the large darks and throw them on the floor. Yes, we do. Throw them on the floor. Yeah, I don't know if it serves us to. I don't know though. I don't know. Because we went small and we have large. I'm not really opposed to that look either. These don't transition as well. Maybe go small, like dark, like big. Dark to big, light to done. Let's try it. Let's try it. I don't know if I love that either. That might be better. Dark brown, maybe. Let's try to break these up. Oh, middle school. Right on. Get some middle school football in. It's going to be fun. Everybody's very excited at that age. It don't seem like they take it too seriously. Still having fun. Nothing's on the line but a good time. It's the kind of sports I like to watch. Got a couple of cool beads, mammoth fossil, mastodon, and my favorite is I can't read that, meteorite cut into a little rig bead. Amazing object to hold, the meteor. horizon. Meteorite, I should say. Wonder what a texture is like on such a thing. Is there something comparable you could that would give us an idea of what it would be like? Those of us who have never held a interstellar object. So what happens if we throw some of that business on there? That maybe? I think this can work. Just gotta find a orientation that it can work with. And I love that y'all have such interesting things going on. Maybe with this. I'll let this be the second thing. And the first thing should be something small. Just to escape that little V right there. I think I need small beads to get out of there. Go to this. Go to this. And this. A couple of those. See what that looks like. That I do like. That I do like. Let's see how long we need to go before we add dark. Let's try a little bead in between there. Let's see what these little boys might look like going every other one. Kind of like how this feels. Hey, Pilato, good morning to you. As I was told, etched. Mr. says I was acid etched to reveal the wide satin pattern of interlocking triangular crystallized iron. Happens when meteor slowly cools over billions of years. Sheesh. That's intense. I love it. So now, I think I got something I'm liking, y'all. I think I got something I'm kind of liking. I don't want to do too much. So I'm trying to decide. Do I go like that? Do I go like that? And then is there a point where I should add these dark ones or not? I'm going to put this in and transition to the darker ones. I could go with a lighter ones. I got a lot of these light beads, and this is a light necklace. It kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense to try to keep that going. Wonderful bird song, yeah, just outside the door. Just outside the door. We're in the living room today, since the kids are gone. This is still snoozing. Yep. Whatever that is, I like it. So I gotta figure out how to duplicate it. Get the full length of this thing. Slide these. That's the fun part about beads. But what we have here we like. So we can continue it. I think I'm going to have to do this 2 ways and beat it from both sides because my pattern is kind of random. I want to make sure I duplicate it because I'm going to have a center here and then I'm going to work my way around. So maybe I'll quickly find another way to make another needle. Give me a quick sec. I'll be back with something. Can you get the beads on with a needle? No. Problem is I can't get these through a needle, but what I do is just make sort of a faux needle out of bread ties. Pretty simple. Set that on fire, it'll burn off all the plastic. Cools down really quickly, so you can just wait for it to smolder itself out. Probably not a good idea to do that over your pendant. However, that's what we end up with. And I'm counting on the bendy nature of the old red tie to sort of pinch. Easy way to encode full stuff in beads like that. Dates, names, etc. Amount of beads, number. On the keypad or the alphabet, I always encode the stuff with my art, especially with measured lengths. I would say that I'm almost the exact opposite than that, mister. I'm terribly bad at certain things. One of those certain things certainly is I always want to get going really quickly. So I will often skip those parts. I will just sort of go for it and complicate it along the way. I think it's my way. Operate in chaos and work your way out. It's a little ridiculous if you ask me. All right, so the pinching did not work well enough. So I'm going to see if I can crimp it a little bit. also want to be careful I don't mash up the stuff. All right, so let's get another one on there. Another one of these little things. There we are. That'll be our very, very bottom. It seemed to be willing to go through. We'll just do a few of these to get to that pattern, and then once we do, we'll just jump to every other one. Small bead, yellow bead, so on and forth. So right now I've got that. I need one of these little. And from there, grab one of these. In fact. Mister, I hardly ever do a thing twice. This Wu-Tang is probably the closest thing I've done to something twice. But it's a different look. So technically it's not the same, but in the jewelry part, I think I want to just do one-offs. And then that way, if I do let them go, anybody who's getting something is getting a very unique piece of one-of. And I know adding beads isn't some great part of it, but it's important for the medallion to have the best presentation, I think. So I'm going to go 3 of those, and then we'll just do 3 of them coming back. So 1, 2, 3, and I try not to pick and choose the beads individually from, like, I like this brown one over that brown one, because I think there's a certain uniqueness to the randomness of it sometimes when the coloration's a little bit different than natural stuff. I think there's some undisclosed magic in that. Unexpected, maybe I should say. One time I got a knife named Lattice. The knife is a tool, and the band tool has a song called, oh man, I might need to up my contacts prescription. I'm having to squint way too often at the screen. Way too often. Jeez. Maybe it's my background as these beads, so I can't see through them. I have the tool and the band tool. It's a song called Nurture. The legend is some of the structure and the fiber golden ratio to calibers to my knife, and every measurement proportion was 5 or pi. Wow. Pilato asks, how did I make those beads? Well, what I did was I demolitioned a shower, and once I had done that, the homeowner opted to pay me, and when they did cash that check, and I went to Hobby Lobby and I purchased these beads. Now, I do have a lathe now that I have not yet used, but I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna make my beads after I get it going. And my idea is, I think I'm gonna just make a small dowel and then make the cuts onto the dowel as narrow as I can, Of course, measured out and put some marks on them. And then I'll drill through probably 4 or 5 at a time, and then cut them apart from each other with the little saw there. I'm going to just add another bead at each transition of this little bonus piece I put on here. So it's 4 here, 5 here, so on and so forth. So I'll get to the end. That way I don't think I'll overwhelm the design. I can do that. I also have a lathe I haven't used yet. We have so much in common. Yeah, we've got the same dysfunctions. We actually had the same problem on our that you had with your I believe it was a bandsaw, and I had that same problem with my my sanding belt sander. I'm in the market for a lathe. Mister, I was told to look on Facebook Marketplace, and I did, and I looked for a couple of months, and eventually a cheap one will pop up. Some of those things are way expensive, but eventually you'll run into somebody who tried it or had it or inherited it, and those old machines just stick around and keep going. They're just built tough. So that's how I ended up with one. Right off Facebook Marketplace. And anyway, I ended up with both that lathe and the belt sander. The guy had owned a thrift store, and they'd been sitting for a while. And he put them on the marketplace, and I come a running. I've had several different issues with my bandsaw. Which of those because of the issues you experienced with your sander? Oh, that little set pin on the pulley. For you, it looked like it had that little pin it pulled off and through your belt. Well, that's what happened with mine anyway. Oh, Mister says, yeah, estate sales too. Absolutely. I got several things through an estate sale once. I just happened to look up at someone else's misfortune, but a guy's father had passed, and he was a contractor, and he had all the tools that I had, and then some. So it was a good opportunity to buy duplicate tools for cheap, so that when something went bad, I'd have a replacement ready, which is important in my field. You don't want to have to stop and run to Home Depot. Okay, that's 4, and then that's 5. But yeah, Craigslist also still is a relatively functional thing. But it seems like if you're willing to travel a little bit, you can get more stuff. I find when I expand my searches, sometimes you gotta drive an hour, but find what you need. Might be worth it. But holy moly, my lathe is so heavy. I barely got it on and off that truck alone. And I did put a heartbreaking scratch on the side of my truck doing it. Went to 6, number 5, here's number 6. those trucks anyway. At some point. Maybe we'll put 7 on this way. And the loop ends at 7. About that. Do 3 over here, 4 over there. 3. And then we'll tie our knot. See if we got something that works. I wish I had my grandfather's bandsaw. It was huge in his garage. Mom sold it with the house. Oh, it happens. Maybe they got some use out of it. Let's check the length of this necklace real quick. Try and see if we can darken it out. It falls right, or this one did. I don't know how I like this pattern now. It might be too busy. That might be too busy. Maybe not though. Kind of looks like a rosary, which is kind of dope. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to lengthen this a little bit more because of that. And I'm going to just put 4 on here too. And I'm going to just keep adding these light skinned ones until I fill up that opening. And that way it'll just be on the other side and it'll be what it is. That leaves some of our styling idea behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, maybe we can do 7 and 7 now. People like a number story. And one of these will be good to hide the knot inside of as well. So we just need 3 more over here. We can call that design, design. 1, 2. And that last one's always going to be tough. Yeah. 3. I'm just going to pull that through. Just take one of these ends. ends, loop it through that. And pull these ends tight so that loop is kind of sucked down into those beads on the loop side, like so. Then you just tie the simplest of knots that we learned in elementary school. And then granny knot, pull it tight. Screw granny knots, pull them tight. And you're going to make a granny knot with a double loop. It's one pass through, second pass through. If you're a fisherman, you already know how to do that. I'm going to do that twice. One through, two through. Pull it tight. That should be all you need. Cinch that knot down. And we're going to cut the tag ends off. I'm not going to give it a whole lot of space. That's about all I need. And then I'm going to just pull until that slides right inside of that little bead. Or not. Yep. There we go. Now, I gotta figure out how to make that happen. And, oh, I thought we had burnt our Wu-Tang up. Jeez. All right, let me go get eye for that. First, I'm gonna sip some coffee. This just says I think it was bolted to the concrete. It was crazy. Old garage he built underground, oil change pit and everything. Wow. Wow. I would love that. 3 beads and 2 beads is kind of like, which is kind of like WV, which is kind of like W. Just saying, don't mind me. I like the way you think, mister. I like the way you think. I'm going to be right back. I may need to get some brass. Maybe. I don't know if this is the best look each time. It always bothers me a little bit to have to make that initial hole in the wood. Maybe I should grab my needle nose for this. Pilato says maybe back in a bit. All right, well, I enjoyed your time here. exciting morning. I'm having a good one. Golly, don't want to do that. Hardwood is not particularly fond of this process. Hey Lions, how you doing? How you doing? I think I might have done it again. What do we think? I really like that dark outline. That bevel worked out good. I like it. Kind of reminds me of the Rough Riders. Yo, I might do a Rough Riders logo next. Yeah, that's a good idea. All of these are going to be hip hop based or something like that. Something for the culture, you know what I mean? Don't sleep on the old 11 hobby knife X-Acto blade for the fine detail woodwork, even if it's just plunging around your outlines to prevent chipping and also get deep outlines to prevent inside sharp corners and shaves. Yeah, Lion says sweet. Rough Riders. Yeah, I like this. I like it. I like it. R.I.P. DMX. Indeed. I could do DMX's logo too. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I think I like this one. I do think that I maybe should have made the beads down here a little heavier, but I think it's forgivable. Thanks for everybody hitting the like button on me, man. I'm getting a lot of those little hearts popping up right now, and I appreciate it. I guess that lets the rhythm of the algae know that I exist. But for now, I'm just going to drink this coffee. If y'all got anything they want to talk about, ask questions, feel free. I know there's not much to this bead business, but, you know, had a good time with this on this, even getting that stuff out. Thought it was pretty nice. I got a habit of trying to go back over work whenever it gets any little blemish on it, but I can wipe that off. So I think I'm happy with it. I'll get back to something maybe a little bit more interesting a little later. But right now, got a pretty quiet morning. I'm going to go see if the old lady is awake yet. Thanks for joining me for this little while. Anybody who did, appreciate you. I'll be back when you don't have to listen out of the room. Hey Wes, good morning, chat. Hey Dan, how are you? We just finished up this necklace this morning. I think I like it. I think it turned out pretty good. Pretty happy with my results. And then we'll be on to the next one. We got some good ideas in here this morning, so maybe next time you see me today, I'll be carving something else. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. See y'all a little bit later. Don't forget the likes. Don't forget the subscribes. Every little bit helps. I appreciate y'all very much. Deuces. Wes does it.